Hi, how's it going? This is Resident Hollywood for YouTube, back with a Dark Shadows video for you guys and gals. I'm here to review episode 114, which is written by Ron Sproat and directed by John Sedgwick. So this episode begins with Roger reading in the newspaper, the Collinsport Star. Yes, yes, it's called the Collinsport Star. If you've never watched Dark Shadows, that's the name of the newspaper. So I love Lewis Edmonds here. He's got the look of I'm so annoyed with Vicky, and he kind of should be. He's been accused of murder. He was arrested and detained by the sheriff. He's not. He does not. He's not happy with her. Okay, he's just not happy with her, and that yes, that's humorous to me. Um, I love what Alexander does here. She has the coffee kettle, and she's like, "Would you like some coffee?" She's trying to be nice to Roger. She's trying to be polite, and he's just having none of it. He goes, "No, I don't know." Basically, he doesn't know what she wants from him, and she's like, "I'd like you to forgive me." Yeah, but we're gonna get into that later because the phone rings, and who's on the end of that phone? Well, if you'd like to pour salt on an open wound, it's Burke Devlin, and it's Mitchell Ryan's character. He asked for, "Is Vicky Winters there?" Uh, it's for you. Roger's not happy at all. Um, So Alexander's character, Victoria Winters, answers the phone. She comes and gets it off Roger, and Burke asks, "Hey, will you meet me in my hotel room?" Yes. There's some things that happen here, not what you think. So you get your mind out together, but don't stray it too far. Stray it just far enough. What I love most about this episode, other than you get Mitchell Ryan's Burke Devlin and Alexander Mulkey's Victoria Winters kissing for the first time, is I love David sneaking around for Matthew Morgan. For those who don't know, Matthew Morgan killed Bill Malloy. Roger and Sam have been cleared of any wrongdoing in that event. Um, but Matthew confessed to it all. He confessed to Mrs. Stoddard. He confessed to Victoria Winters. Everybody now knows, including Burke Devlin. Burke already knows that um, Matthew has done it because Mrs. Johnson, his spy, has told him so, which is a great episode. Which is the episode before this one. Again, great episodes, right? Very well written, well paced. Now for set designs, you get the great house. You get what I mean by the great house. You get the drawing room. You get the foyer. Yes, you get the kitchen. The kitchen, which isn't going to be the biggest deal later on. You don't get the kitchen a whole lot, but when you do, yeah, cherish it because some of these set designs after so many episodes you don't necessarily see again. And like the next time you see the last time you see the kitchen, for example, is when Willie Loomis first steps on the scene. I'm serious. It's the last time you'll see that kitchen, um, or the dining room. I should say the kitchen dining room. It's the last time you see it. It's because Mrs. Johnson does not want her boiled dinner recipe secrets to leak out, and that's the truth, and that's the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God, ask any Dark Shadows fans. We're held to a higher standard of secrecy. Um, I'm kidding. Now, for location, and you do get a location, you get the old house. Again, cherish these especially because you are not going to get this very much longer. You're not going to get location shots. Um, you're going to, but you are going to get beautiful set designs always by Cy Thomasoff. I love Cy's set designs. The music and the set designs are some of the most unsung heroes of Dark Shadows, and they really, really are. Cy Thomasoff is just a master set designer. And Robert Colbert is a master music maker, master composer. So David is, like I said, David is sneaking around. He's getting cans of food for Matthew because in the prior episode also David has agreed to help Matthew because in David's young mind, his dad still killed Bill Malloy. That's right. There's still somebody who thinks Roger's guilty, and no shock, it's David Collins. And why shouldn't it be David? I mean, when you think about where David has and Roger's relationship is at this moment, it's still tense. It's very, very tense. Now it gets a lot less tense leading up to the kidnapping of Victoria Winters, because and really the reality I would say becomes the reason the tense really lifts isn't just solely Victoria Winters. It's the Phoenix arc, and I'm going to get into that when the Phoenix arc begins. And by the way, um, Dana Malay's character will be arriving soon, very, very soon, which I can't wait to get into. I'm really, really excited. Not in this episode, but it is a coming, folks. So you don't. By the way, you don't see Thera David's Matthew Morgan in this episode, but David's actions let you know the character's still around, and the prior episode that helps you know that too. Um, so Vicky does go to Burke Devlin's hotel room, and to cut to the chase, a lot of things happen. Yes, Alexander Moltke's Victoria Winters is kissed by Mitchell Ryan's Burke Devlin. That dog. That dog. This man has kissed Carolyn and Vicky. But there's a difference here. And you can really tell there is a difference. Burke really cares for Victoria Winters. And it's not just a kiss to manipulate her. You can tell there's something a lot more with that kiss than there was with Carolyn's. Though, but what I love most about this is Alexandra's stance, her character's stance. Victoria Winters says to Burke Devlin, "I can't do this. I cannot betray the Collins family, and I will not betray them. They have given me a home. They have taken me in. Yes, I work for them, but they've pretty much made me feel like family, and they have, and to a weird degree. Because if you're not a Collins, they're not fighting with you, that's for sure. And they have definitely fought with Victoria. There's actually Elizabeth has stuck up for Vicky. I mean, when you think about it, yes, they've had their battles, but it's nothing. It's been nothing really, really severe. There have been moments that have been serious, but it's not like it's been life altering. The biggest moment, really, up to this point, outside of Vicky seeing ghosts, and yeah, that's a huge moment. But I'm going to stick to Elizabeth here. Is Elizabeth saved Victoria Winters, and she did not have to. And this is a woman who will not let somebody commit cold-blooded murder, and that's Liz's stance. And that is something you love about Joan Bennett's character. For all her faults, this woman does draw lines. And you've kind of seen, not necessarily murder, but you've kind of seen this with Roger. Like, look, if you didn't murder Bill Malloy, you brought a lot of actions on yourself. And her saying that in a prior episode really makes you appreciate Elizabeth way, way, way more. Love Joan's performance. Love her and Alexander's chemistry. They really do look like a mother and daughter, and they act like a mother and daughter too on screen, which is great. Um, be patient. Be very patient, right? So yes, they kiss. Mitchell Ryan's, Burke Devlin, and Alexander Mulkey Eisel's character do kiss. But what you ultimately have in this episode too is her making that stand, is telling her, "I can't do this no more." And Burke's kind of annoyed with her, like I have feeling, you know what? Get your gloves, little Miss Governess, and go. And you might say, is that a ploy by Burke? It seems like a ploy, but what I'll say is Burke thinks he's hurting Vicky, to me, he kind of hurts himself here because it's like, dude, you got to understand this woman is still searching for her identity, and none of that is really lost in this episode. They've refreshed it enough to let you know this woman is still on the hunt to a degree. Um, she has not given up that search. We don't see it a lot. We don't get to see it no more, but you know it's still there in her mind, and that's something you can appreciate in this episode. Um, Vicky returns from the kiss of the century to Collinwood, to a somewhat lukewarm reception by Roger and a very welcoming by Elizabeth. Now, what I love about this scene here is Roger is grilling Vicky for going to Burke's hotel room and spending time with him. Watch Joan's eyes. She rolls her eyes at Roger. She rolls her eyes at Roger Collins. Um, it's so good too. Um, and Vicky does tell him, "I feel like I'm a member of this family," and Elizabeth says, "You are a member of this family. You may not be a Collins." Again, she may not be a Collins by blood, but this is a woman who feels like a Collins, who feels like she belongs in that house, and she's. Remember Maggie? Maybe you belong in that house, and Vicky says, maybe I do. Well, this episode is sort of paying that off in a sense. She does belong in that house. So, great job. Also, too, the things that are to come. Remember, Vicky has seen ghosts. Vicky knows the existence of ghosts. You're literally going to get a battle of the supernatural to come very, very soon. But first, Vicky's going to get kidnapped. Not in this episode. That's coming. Um, by the way, for those who don't know, the kissing scene between Alexandra and Mitchell Ryan's character, Vicky and Burke, was rehearsed in the Evans cottage. I'm actually going to use that photo for an example. Not I might use it as the thumbnail, I might not, but it will be up on my Facebook if you haven't seen it already. For those, most Dark Shadows fans know this, so, but I figured I'd let you know it as well. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I know it's a little early, but Thanksgiving is Thursday. I hope you folks stay safe, enjoy time with your family. It is a beautiful, beautiful holiday. Have a nice day, and see you soon.